Hi there, Willford here. Welcome to the second episode of a show I ended up calling From EP to Release. This episode we're going to cover layering and what I do when I layer and that kind of stuff. Usually I do my own sound design, but for the premise of this video I want to just cycle through presets and get the sound that I want. Last episode we left off at having this melody right here. Let me just pull it out real quick. There we have it. I still really like it, so I'm glad about that. What we're going to do now is we're going to make a new pattern called leads, we're going to make a pattern called chords, and we're going to make a pattern called bass. And we're going to layer those right here. And then simply take, copy this and put it in here, here, and here, and then single out everything. So we have the lead here. I don't think we have a lead variation, but I'm going to keep it here. Anyway, no, I'm going to delete it. Chords, there is a variation, so that's... Oh, and don't forget to delete the bass line for chords. And then with the bass, just delete the chords like that. And then we should have... I'm going to delete the second bass line as well. So now we have this. So there we have it. And now we're going to start layering. So what I'm going to do for this tutorial, as I said, is I'm going to layer presets. So I'm going to take out my main plugin, Silent, the new version, 3.1, or 3.0.2 actually. And as you can see, I have some preset banks I can choose from. I usually rely on the Shocking Sounds preset banks and the Vandalism preset banks, but I'm going to just search around a little bit, and then after that I'm going to tell you guys what the idea was behind the sounds that I picked. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I think I have all the lead layers now, but what I have right now may sound really terrible. It's 5 lead layers, and what I did was, I think this was a really strong layer, a mono layer. And as you can see in the waveform up here and down here, you can really clearly see that it is a mono layer. It doesn't really have any stereo information, and that is really going to help the total lead have a strong midsection. Maybe an octave lower or something. I like it there. Then I have a supersaw lead and then another mono lead. Well, I'm going to make it mono. It's not really mono yet. As you can see, it has stereo information. If you don't know what that is, you can just Google stereo information and mono information. But what it basically is mono is just in the middle of your mix, and stereo is on the sides of your mix. It's really difficult to explain. You really have to know what it means, and I can't really explain it pretty well. But yeah, then I have a total of 3 supersaw leads, I think. We have this one. And then we have this one. These 2 supersaw leads are kind of similar, and I'm going to make them sound even more similar in the final mix, but I did that for a reason, and I'll explain that later. And then this supersaw, which is an octave lower. And these supersaw layers are really going to accentuate the high end in the lead mix, and they're going to be really wide. So we also have that in the mix. And yeah, that's really the key of a good lead. You have really layers that are focused on the mid-range of a lead, and really layers that are focused on the wides of a lead. And then we have this. This one went really quick, actually. Usually I spend more time with my leads, but I really like how this is sounding. I think this can be made into a pretty decent lead when mixed well, and that's what I'm going to do in the next episode. I'm going to be mixing. And as you can see, while I was picking the presets, I disabled all delay and reverb in every instance of silent. And that is because of mixing. I mix reverb in a different way, but that's for a different episode. Again, for when mixing is happening, which is next episode. So let's just, what I do, my color coordination is leads and chords of the drop have a red color, melody has a green color, and also acoustic elements have a green color. And then drums have a blue color, and effects have a pink color. And what do we have more than that? Breakdown elements have a kind of reddish pinkish color, so they fit in the middle. I'm really an organization freak when it comes to this, because I really want to just have a good overview of what the project looks like. Yeah, so let's hop over to the chords, actually. I'm going to be doing the same thing as I did with the leads, so I'm just going to insert a silent instance. And I think I'm going to use some different plugins too for chords, and for bass I always use a different plugin, but I'm going to get to that later. Let's just copy the chords and cue the music. Okay, so I have these chords here. They sound horrifying at the moment, but the idea is there. I think with a good mix, it can really be something good enough. Compared with a good bass, this maybe could be really good. But what I have is 2 silent layers that have saw layers and 2 piano layers in Nexus, and it sounds like this. In the mix, I'm going to accentuate the high end and I'm going to eliminate the low end, but that's to the side. I can see things I could do with this, and that's what matters, I think. So what I did indeed was I had the 2 solids. This one is a little bit lower of a solid, and this is a little bit higher of a solid. Just less low frequencies overall. And then I have this piano. This is a kind of a low piano again. And what I did again is I disabled all reverb and delay, and also I turned down the decay of the piano so it stops exactly when the note stops. So I have the openings there. And with the decay, it sounded like this. What? Like that. So I want it to sound kind of like that. So that's called chords 3 now. And this layer here is kind of a higher piano. I forgot to do the decay thing here, but also the reverb is disabled and everything. Chords 4. Now let's go on to the bass, which is, in my opinion, the most fun part of a mix, because a bass really makes a mix, in my opinion. And this is kind of simple because I usually use the same bass. I have a preset in silent, and that's this here preset. This is the sub bass I usually use. It's just a really clean sub bass, and this project will be in the description below, so you will have all these presets if you have silent. So I'm going to call this sub, and then I'm going to make a different layer with a plugin called Spire, and I have this one preset in Spire, cool bass, and it has such a good edge. I just love this bass. So I'm going to call it bass. And that's usually my bass setup, those 2 layers. Maybe I'll add another saw layer for extra bite, but with this saw layer, you don't really need it. I completely love it. So that's usually what I do for my basses. Sub here and this one here, then do the octaves, because that's really important here. I think it's good for the sub. Let's try it. Doesn't sound clean when it's down here, so I'm going to leave it here. It sounds good there. And then this bass usually needs a higher octave. You can already hear the bass just working its way. Oh wait, something I forgot about this bass is that it has a delay on it, I think. Oh, am I wrong? Yeah, it has a reverb and delay on it, and I really do not like delay and reverb on my basses, so I'm going to get rid of that. And yeah, that's that. It sounds so good. Okay, so what we have right now probably sounds atrocious, but let's take a look. Frequencies are clashing everywhere, and some parts are just too loud, some are too soft, but the premise is there. The idea is there. Next episode is going to be about mixing, but as I said in the last episode, I want to make these videos as short and as sweet as possible. So that's what I did. I took you through my layering process, and I really hope you learned something new today. So that's the end of the video, guys. Really hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you really liked it, and make sure to subscribe if you loved it. But yeah, that's it for today. See you next episode.